Welcome in, everybody. Doc's Daily is here, brought to you by Doc Sports YouTube channel, which you're watching, and you should be hitting that like button already. Like, comment, share, drop in the comment section what you like today, side total, prop, or otherwise. We're going to go over college basketball, probably throw in something in the NHL today. NBA is in full effect, and God bless baseball is back. So had a good opening day. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, just good watching baseball. I hate it. I hate the new. It took me probably 4 innings of the first game. Yeah, that and to find where I'm supposed to watch things. And, because I have them. Me and Robert talked about this after Doc's Daily yesterday. We were like, wait, where are we supposed to watch games at again? Like, doesn't somebody own somebody now or bought something? I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I had to transfer some stuff because I have ESPN, I have MLB, and then the two have to have a baby apparently for me to watch these games. And then come to find out, my Tigers were blacked out because they were playing San Diego Padres. So
yeah, but the blackout thing was over with. That's why this new deal is over.
Bro, they were on I think it was blacked out because it was on MLB Network. Like kind of like my local whatever. So whatever, there was plenty of stuff for Lenny to degenerate live bet on. I didn't need to refresh the Tigers baseball game. By the time I figured out that I couldn't watch it, it was 8-0. Okay, so I was like, it was 6-0. It was like 6-0. Rookie of the Year plays for the Tigers too as well. We all found that out yesterday. Kevin McGonigal, whatever. I found out.
If you can't pronounce his name, he's not winning.
I
don't know. McGonigal. I'm not sure what it is. We just call him Kevin around here. Okay. He's 21. He won't even be 22 until August 18th. I looked it up yesterday. I'm like, God, we officially have stupid stat Wednesday wisdom brought to you on Friday from Detroit Lenny instead of Raphael. The Detroit Tigers have the oldest player and the youngest player in the American League.
Yep.
Wow.
Justin Verlander and Kevin McGonigal. However you say. But good baseball on nonetheless. Don't forget about the free $60 account. We'll get these guys' opinions, thoughts on everything that happened yesterday and today, and looking forward to the weekend possible. Free $60 account link is in the description of the video. DocSports.com/free60. That's where you can use that 60 on anybody's premium picks you want at the website, including both of these guys. You can use that 60 and split it up between the two. So no excuse. Winners provided. Click the link in the description below. Raphael, I'd ask you how you doing, but I know how you're doing, so we won't talk about that. But how's baseball?
It was a weird day yesterday. I mean, if you look at it, the Angels won. The Cubs lose with the at home to the crappy Nationals. I mean, Paul Skeens didn't even see the second inning.
Oh,
God! If the White Sox would have won yesterday, then I would say, you know what, I'm never watching baseball again because it's all fixed. It's all
an alternate universe.
It was. I love how people say, "Oh, Paul Skeens, what a horrible day." Do you know who he still goes home to? So he did not have a horrible day. He's okay with all that, but. I mean, the two starting pitchers that shocked me that both pitched the WBC got crushed. Matthew Boyd for the Cubs and Paul Skeens. So is that a trend? I mean, we saw Aaron Judge. I could still feel the wind of his 4 strikeouts from that. So it's going to be very interesting to see people who did play U.S.-wise in the WBC and how they start off the season.
Yeah. Robert, what'd you take away from baseball yesterday?
Nothing. I'm not going to overreact.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say don't overreact. I knew it.
I mean, I hit my 5-unit play. I was happy about that. The wind was blowing out in St. Louis. Nice warm day, and they scored 12 runs in 1 inning. So that was nice to get. And my top side, which I was talking about and gave away yesterday, about Baltimore came through. I still kind of like the Orioles. Free play one with the run line on the Dodgers as well. That was the one I kind of wished I had added to my cards. Zach Gallen just isn't that guy, and I feel like it's not going to be too much longer before even Dodgers run lines are -150. So it's kind of at the point right now where if you can get the Dodgers run line at like -130 or less, I feel like you're getting a little bit of value. So yeah, no, it was a good day.
Yeah, the Dodgers are just going to score a lot of runs, folks. I mean, it's nothing's going to really change any of that. I don't care who they're up against, to be honest with you. And there'll be spots to bet against the Dodgers this year. There'll be ways to bet on them if you absolutely want.
I won't do it.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying there are other games, way better games, I think, that are on TV today. There's some good baseball on. I don't know how you get away from the Yankees too. I get it, Aaron Judge and all that, but the Giants, I just do not believe in this Giants team at all.
I think it's going to take some time for them. I don't think they're going to snap to it. That's a game I want to watch because Cam Schlittler is a big buzz guy coming into this season. He was really, really good last year. He was excellent in the postseason. He had a great spring. So I've seen him on some top 30, top 40 pitchers lists, expecting him to be a top 30 starter this year. I want to see that. And Robbie Ray, he was great this spring. I think he had 22 strikeouts and like 3 walks or something like that. Mm-hmm. This is the 3rd year in a row he's had over 20 strikeouts in spring training. Will that carry over into today's game? But you mentioned it. The Yankees scored 7 runs with 4 strikeouts from Aaron Judge. So that shows that they're not just Aaron Judge. They got a nice, well-balanced lineup.
Yeah, but are we going to see Stanton like that every game? He'll get hurt, and then he'll be out of the lineup, and then they'll have no one to protect Judge and Bellinger, and then they fade again. I can't trust the Yankees. I'm sorry, until they can show me anything, show me a banner. Can Aaron Judge show me a ring? I mean, I like them today, even though I do like Robbie Ray as well, but I just can't trust the Yankees to think that, hey, I'm going to put a big play on game 2. But we should be talking about, you know what today is, guys? It's Fade Kyle Freeland Day. Kyle Freeland is on the mound for the Colorado Rockies.
That's fair. It is a holiday, isn't it?
Listen, I like the Rockies. Plus, I took them on the run line. I took the 1.5. I just don't.
Not on Kyle Freeland.
Listen, Miami is on my card. I want to see what Sandy Alcantara can do. He was a big dud last year. Well, last year was supposed to be his big year, so he can get traded or sign a big contract or something, and he was pretty bad, but he was good at the World Baseball Classic. He was good this spring. I think he's going to come into this season with a different mindset and framework. The problem is I just don't think Miami is going to be as good this year as they were last year when they kind of overachieved. And just one last thing about the Yankees, Raphael, part of the reason I like them this year a little bit is I feel like for the first time in several seasons, they're not Stanton dependent. For the last few years, it's like Judge and Stanton 3 and 4. We need 50 home runs out of both of them. Now he's hitting lower in the lineup. I think they're going to do a better job of giving him days off and stuff like that. They have Cody Bellinger hitting behind Judge. Rice is a good hitter. Like Jazz Chisholm brings a little something different. He's playing for a contract this year. So they just have more options than just whatever, Stanton and Judge can mash them to.
I don't trust them.
Well, they're going to be overvalued too. That's my problem. The Yankees is not that I don't think that they look good or that they're a good team. I think they're a really good team, but they're the Yankees, so you're always going to have to pay a little more of a premium on them, and that'll dampen down. And traditionally, as a guy who grew up in a Yankees family, even though I'm a Mets fan, God, did I pick wrong? My first terrible pick as a handicapper was I picked the Mets instead of going with my dad and brother as a Yankees fan.
You've been in a bounce back situation since.
The Yankees are not a good April team. They never are. The Yankees have not been a good April team for 40 years. So, let's be careful getting too much out in front on them.
Speaking of not teams that don't really start that hot, the Houston Astros are notoriously slow.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was disappointed yesterday's game with the Astros. I had them no bat 9th inning, and that didn't work out, obviously. I'll be honest with you though, that I just feel like I'm right back at it. I mean, baseball is one of those things. You got to get right back at it. So
what did I text? What did I text you late yesterday, Lenny?
How many people had Murphy?
The most parlayed line on any college basketball games, NBA games, anything was Pirates Mets no run first inning.
Not so much.
Yeah, he texted me right away. And
Did you
got off the show yesterday, and I had a text from him, and he was like,
"No, we were doing the show when Brandon Lau hit his first home run, and I started to trash Peralta, who looked pretty good against everyone other than Lowe. We gave up a second home run to him again, but the Mets looked really, really good. But what I say yesterday, like the Mets always win on opening day. That's just
right.
Just what they do. Their record on opening day is stupid. So they're another team that I'm just not going to get too terribly excited about.
Slick Vic likes the Dodgers Arizona over again tonight. I think it's at 8.5. I don't hate that either. I just think Dodgers overs will be a thing. And I think I think baseball, you want to tread lightly, but there are certain spots that the number, like in June, July, will not be the same. Yeah. Like I think the Arizona Dodger game, I think that total sits at 8.5 now. I think if they are 8 weeks into the season, that game's probably 9.5.
Yeah, I'm caught right there right now with baseball. I didn't have a good year last year. I have a very good track record, so I'm not worried about it, but I'm trying to be a little bit more patient. Right. And trying to let things come, but I couldn't help feel like I left some money on the table yesterday. So that's going to be the push and pull in April. I think it was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I was up like 6,400 the first 10 days of the season because it was just like this number's off and this guy stinks and I don't like this team. So, that's not going to happen every year, obviously, but caught in that in between of I want to jump on these lines early before the market corrects itself versus let's be patient. This is a 7-month marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm totally opposite than Ringo. I'm cautious all the way through and stuff like that. Like no disrespect, because I know if Ringo you hit your big play yesterday, there's no way in God's green earth I'm going to put a 5-unit play or higher on opening day 1 or 2 because I just don't know.
I wasn't going to. No, I wasn't going to. I said this to Lenny and I said this on Doc's Daily. Like literally, I woke up that morning and I was checking the weather and I was like, it is 90. It is like 88 degrees. The wind is blowing out and the humidity is high in this game. Like. I even put that in my write-up. I was like, this isn't about the players or the pitchers or anything like that. I'm just betting on Mother Nature in this game because we had freakishly warm weather across the country yesterday, and I 100% think that contributed to some of the higher scoring games that we saw. You don't see 80 degrees in March in some of these places, and that's going to, bump to the bats.
Yeah, apparently it's warm down there in Atlanta.
It is, and the wind is blowing out here today. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a very small play on the over in that, just on spec. You don't want to get into a habit of betting against Sale and Cole Ragan's overs, but that number is held down because they're 2 stud starting pitchers, but 2 really good lineups. Weather is very favorable to the hitters, and we saw lots of aces struggle yesterday. And what did we talk about yesterday, Lenny? Like you're betting these games based on these aces. These guys aren't going more than 5 innings, even if they're great. They're still on pitch counts. So, there's going to be some opportunities for some late inning runs to help push them.
I mean, Scuba went 6, and I was shocked he really went that when we were up that high. But his pitch count was way low, too. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think his pitch count didn't even hit 90. I think I think he was in the high 70s, if I'm not mistaken. But he went 6. You know what I mean? If that game was being played in August, September, he's probably going 8, 9. I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah, so bullpen will need a rest by then. I'll tell you, I'm gonna go right into my free play. My free play is Detroit today. I like that has nothing to do with being on with
post homer,
but definitely like I don't understand why they're underdogs in this game with Framber Valdez on the mound. Their lineup looked really good yesterday. I think Detroit's got one of the best 1-2 punches, if not the best 1-2 punch of starting pitches. There's not going to be a lot of opportunities to get Framber Valdez and this Detroit team plus money. And with San Diego, you never know what you're going to get. Like the names on the back of the jerseys look really, really good, but I feel like they never live up to their potential. They did not look good yesterday. So I feel like this is a chance for Detroit to come in and pop them in the mouth a couple times. I just love the value on Valdez. That's one that should have been on my card. So I would definitely say that as a free play. And there you go, Real Joe Beef. There's an underdog for you. I'm on the dogs too.
Don't forget you can't win an MLB favorites alone. Got to bet the dogs. Yeah. I would venture to tell you right now, I don't think you'll get Framber Valdez at plus money again the rest of the year. Unless he's pitching against the Dodgers or the Yankees. I don't feel like he'll ever be this price again. So I get it. I'm a homer. I did whatever. But for those reasons, I thought, I'm never going to get the Tigers again at plus money with him pitching. I'm never going to get that, and so that's why I bet it. Whatever. Tigers, first inning, first 3, first 5, first everything.
Nice.
Raphael, what do you like today?
I played sprinkle a little Dodgers team total over because you just have to. Anytime you can get lay anything to minus 105 or less, I'm going to grab it. I don't care if it's 4.5, 5.5. If I'm laying less than minus 115 on the juice, I'm going to take a look at it. And I'm fading Kyle Freeland. I took the over at 7.5 at plus 103, just because I do believe Freeland is just going to give up a lot of runs. And I know the Marlins don't have the best bats in the lineup, but I think they're going to put some people on the bases. They can see small ball bunts, sacrifice fly here, stuff like that. So getting in plus money at 7.5, I just couldn't pass it up with Kyle Freeland on the mound.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. One time, I got to get burnt by Kyle Freeland before I can stop.
Has anyone watched the special about Chris Bryant? I mean, the Rockies are paying him gazillions of dollars, and he can barely bend down to pick up the toilet seat in the morning to piss. I mean, his back is shocked. I mean,
well, if you've got that much money, you got a urinal anyway.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, my play on my was much more about Alcantara than about now. Believe me, I don't mind betting against Colorado. I think they are the worst team in baseball. They're worse than the White Sox.
That's a tough one.
So I'm going to have no problem chopping against Colorado. But we'll see. We'll see what Big Sandy brings to the table tonight.
Right. Let's talk a little college basketball. We saw what played out last night. I mean, Texas plus points. Arkansas, Arizona. We said this yesterday. I said they look like, depending on how they played against Arkansas, they really look like they never struggled against Arkansas at all, and they look like Florida last year, where they're just never ever going to struggle. So, I don't necessarily want to put that thought process on Michigan, Alabama. But I'm a little worried about my Alabama plus points here.
I mean, yes and no. Yes and no. Like, Alabama's style will keep them in this game. Like, Michigan's going to get what it wants in the paint. That's what they always do. But Alabama's going to score. They always do. They went to St. John's, okay, a similarly constructed team. Now, St. John's is not as good at Michigan, but they're not far off from a talent perspective, and just the way that they play, size, interior, the way that they attack them. And Alabama won that game. Like, the back door is going to be wide open, I feel like, in that game. The difference last night with Arkansas, Arizona, and I knew it as soon as this game started. I was watching this with my son, and he was kind of pulling for the underdog there. I was like, this game is going to be a bloodbath. I could tell in the first minute, because Arkansas can't shoot. They can't shoot. They have athletes. They like to get to the basket, and Arizona just had too much size and strength to counter that. That's the difference in this Michigan-Alabama game versus that Arizona-Arkansas game, is Alabama can shoot. They're going to shoot 45 three-pointers, and if they have a good night, they'll stay in it. If they don't, then yeah, it could end up looking like last night's game. But that Arizona game was a mismatch yesterday. That was just a terrible matchup.
It looked bad. It looked like a round one matchup. To be honest with you, it looked like something you'd see out of I don't know, like a 215 seed or something like that. But Raphael, what was your thoughts yesterday? Like anything today?
I had Arizona, and I just knew it was going to be a big mismatch. I thought their defense would be too big for them. And I think with this game we're talking about today, Alabama's 3 losses, they still scored 79, 82, and 88 points in those 3 losses. So no matter if they hit the 3 or don't hit the 3, it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be the game we saw last night of Arizona. I see Michigan maybe winning by 6 points or less, just because of how Alabama can score. They're going to score, just even if they don't hit the 3 ball early. I just think the way their style of play is going down there. But if you're Michigan, you had to watch that Arizona game and see how they dominated. Yeah. You have to look at that and say, you know what they did? They took care of business and dominated.
They did that. I got to do this.
If I'm Michigan, you watch that Duke game. Watch the Duke game that you guys lost to and see how Duke beat you. It was a slow-paced game. They couldn't run any of their offense. If I'm Michigan, I'm watching that game and try to run that type of game to maybe beat Alabama.
Well, because the other team that got Michigan this year was Wisconsin, right? Went on the road and beat them. And Alabama plays similar to Wisconsin. Wisconsin made a lot of shots in that game. They shot exceptionally well. And
There's no white guys on Alabama.
They were not scared of Michigan. They kept coming at them. They just kept coming, kept attacking, kept pushing the tempo. And I think that's how Alabama is going to play. It's also interesting that the number has come down so much in that game, rightly so. I don't think that they should have been laying double digits in that game. So, that'll be one to watch. But the game I probably have the most interest tonight is the Duke St. John's. Caleb Foster is questionable. I don't think he's going to play, but Duke's getting healthy. I've been on Doc Staley for the last couple of weeks telling people, be like, listen, bet against Duke. They're not the same team. They're not healthy. They're missing 2 starters. Well, when they get those 2 guys back, then they are one of the 3 best teams, and they are right there with Arizona and Michigan as the dominating teams. Are they going to pull that out? Are they going to dominate this St. John's team that's been playing well but hasn't been tested a ton?
Yeah, I lean towards Duke on that one. I think they've been battle tested. Now they had some rest coming into this game. I lean towards Duke.
I kind of like the under in that game. If you look at Duke's biggest games this year, when they played Michigan, when they played Florida, when they played Michigan State, all of those games were played in the 130s. Okay, against Texas, that game only hit 135. Every game but their Kansas game and the one they lost, the game that they lost against Texas Tech. But St. John's doesn't have the offensive firepower that Texas Tech does, so I'm not worried about that. But in their biggest games this year, Texas, Florida, Michigan State, Michigan, and the 2 regular season North Carolina games, all those games had under 140 points for Duke. St. John's is going to throw body blows. They're not going to play fast. They're going to try and dig in defensively and punish Duke near the basket. So I can see this one being played closer to that Illinois-Houston game yesterday than I can see it played, towards the pace of that Arkansas-Arizona game.
Yeah, and his totals open up at 143. So it's already moved close to 3 points already. So, I mean, I agree it's an under game, but I missed a good number. So I'm not going to touch this game.
That's fair. I'm so worried about my Spartans. I don't have $1 on that game. I don't have $1 on it. But
no race to 5, no race to 10.
No, because I love the Tom Izzo in March, yada, yada, yada. But fucking UConn.
Yeah, I don't bet it. I don't bet against. I don't make a habit of betting against the Huskies. They'll be well prepared. I think Michigan State. We've talked about it all season. They've been an overachiever all season.
Izzo thing's overrated. He's got 1 championship. Mateen Cleaves ain't playing in this game, people. So no disrespect.
But I mean.
He also took a lot of teams that shouldn't have made runs and made runs.
I agree on that. I mean,
titles are overrated. You get so locked in on championships. I think titles are overrated.
I mean, God knows how many Sweet 16 appearances and Elite Eights. I mean, I think that has more weight than an actual title.
Well, actually, I said that this morning. I forgot. I said, I would bet Izzo and the Sweet 16s. When he gets the Final Four in a championship game, I don't. It's just not worth it.
Well, they're not good enough to win a title.
Well,
they don't have enough high-end talent to win a title. Like, the title is going to go to the teams that have NBA caliber talent. Okay, that's the Michigans, Arizona, Illinois, Duke, those teams that have multiple NBA caliber players.
Iowa?
They're going to be, well, that's why Iowa's not going to win the championship. But I do like Connecticut tonight. I think this is a bad matchup for Michigan State because I feel like Connecticut plays a very similar style. They just do it with a little bit better players.
I'll be honest with you. I throw the points out of all of this. If you like UConn, you might as well alternate because they're going to blow them out. If UConn wins this game, it will not be close. If Michigan State wins this game, it'll be by a basket. It'll be within the last minute of the game. It'll come down to the wire, Michigan State, if they win this game. And that's my Spartans I'm talking.
I don't mind an alternate spread bet on Connecticut at -5.5. Maybe
I was going to say 4.5. 5 is my weird number.
That's available, but I do not. I will be surprised to see a blowout. I will.
Yeah, I think there's one blowout game.
4.5 is probably my limit there.
Which is the blowout game then, Raphael?
Iowa State. beats
Nope.
the shit.
Oh, yeah, it is. You got that game right, but you got the wrong team.
Tennessee wins?
Yep, Tennessee wins. I'm calling it right here. I said Illinois was going to win yesterday. I also said blowout, which it wasn't, but I'll still take the W. I just think I was high on Tennessee, even when they lost to Vanderbilt. I think me and Faringo were on the show because I think he liked Faringo because I can't think of the player that came back.
Matt?
Tennessee. Yeah, even because he was coming back, playing much better. I still and you like Tennessee. I kind of like Vanderbilt, but after that game, after watching that game, like wow, I was really impressed with Tennessee, even with the loss against Vanderbilt. And I told people, I think that if you're gonna pick an SEC team that goes the furthest in the tournament, I was saying Tennessee. I think Tennessee beats Iowa State. They're shorthanded. They have what's his name out with ankle injury.
Yeah, Jefferson's not coming back. They still look really good without him, but I agree it's tough to win shorthanded this late in the season. Jacoby Gillespie is a dude. He is a really bad dude for Tennessee, and the guy he
reminds me of the Florida point guard last year that had an outstanding tournament. That's what Gillespie reminds me. Yeah, takes
big shots, makes big shots. The X factor for Tennessee is JP Estrella. He's a high energy guy. He's got a real nasty streak. He's 6'10". He gets up and down the floor. When he is active and when he is playing well, that Tennessee front court is completely different because Akpara is not like a feature guy. He's more of like a 2. Okay. And Nademat, he's still a freshman. He's still not there yet. But when Estrella is blocking shots and getting rebounds and getting up and down the court and getting dunks, then Tennessee is really, really tough. Like they'll play with anybody, kind of like we saw with Texas. Like Tennessee is very similar to Texas where they've had all these pieces all year. It just never kind of clicked. And maybe it is clicking right now.
4.5, I think it's a steal right now that you can get Tennessee plus 4.5.
There's the Rick Barnes factor, though. I knew you were going to say that. Is such a better coach than Rick Barnes, and that's the thing about it. Like from a talent perspective, I agree with you, Raphael, but he's always the X factor. He's been such a colossal failure in the NCAA tournament that I'm not.
When are you going to start bagging on Sampson at Houston that he just can't win the big game?
He's awesome. Kelvin Sampson is awesome. What he has done at Houston is like so much more impressive.
Hold on, folks.
Even no, you cannot tell me that there's been a better coaching job anywhere in the country over the last 15 years than what Kelvin Sampson has done at Houston. That's ridiculous.
He does great work, but he doesn't win anything.
The AAC, and then Kelvin Sampson comes and gets them to multiple Final Fours. They won.
How can college basketball you do so much praise? Oh, he got us to the tournament. But if this is college football, oh, he sucks. He can only get us to the toilet bowl or the Vegas bowl. You can't have your cake and eat it too on both things.
Titles are overrated, man.
I didn't say titles, but give me to the Final Four. Give me to a championship.
They played in the championship game last year. They lost by 2 points in the championship game last year to an awesome.
No one can remember that. Oh, they lost by only 2 points. You still lost.
Kelvin Sampson, again, if you can come up with a better coaching job than what he's done at Houston, that turnaround, what he has built, what he has done at Houston from the last 15 or 20 years,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But I still need something more. I still need something more than I lost by 2 points in the championship game.
I mean,
this is great.
They made it to back-to-back Final Fours. They made it to the championship game last year.
It's like saying, "Oh, but we made it back-to-back college football playoff. We made the playoffs twice in college football." No one ever saw. You won't win anything.
This is what's funny is you're both right. I agree. I'm sitting here laughing. I thank God Richie gets me. You get me, Richie. Me and you were on the same. We can hang out, Richie.
It's like telling me that the North Carolina job is still a good. That's like telling me North Carolina job is still a good job. No, it's not. Just because you have a Jordan emblem on your jersey, Michigan has a Jordan emblem on it. The North Carolina is not a good job anymore. It's like the Nebraska football program, what North Carolina has turned into.
I don't know about that.
That'll be a summer conversation.
There you go. Here's a great question. What are the odds for an exacta on Iowa State championship?
Someone has that out.
State would shut down.
Someone has that out. I don't remember what website it is. I would look at it right now. I did see that early this morning.
You can also Michigan State's a possibility.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's another one. And I get there's civil war. Like you might as well call in the National Guard. They'll be fighting in the streets if it's Michigan State.
These Stout, I'm sorry I don't have that information for you, but if you follow me on X, I will, and shoot me a DM. I will give you those odds after the show. I just don't remember.
If Jefferson were healthy, I think that they would
agree.
They got our shot. Yeah. I think it's next man up. I don't believe in Tennessee.
Well, let's say they win tonight. Let's just say that Barnes is this one up. They're not going to beat Michigan without him. That's just not. Because if Michigan wins, that means they played really well against Alabama, and they're you're not going to beat Michigan shorthanded. That's an all hands on deck situation there. But if Jefferson had been healthy, if by some miracle he could come back for the Final Four, then they'd probably have Arizona. But it's just not going to happen for Iowa State, and that's disappointing because that guy was awesome. They're still a really good team without him. Like they still made. I still think they do beat Tennessee tonight, and I think that they're good enough to throw a scare into Michigan, but they're not going to beat them without. You don't lose an All-American, and then
that's how I feel about Michigan State. I believe that we got a fighting chance against UConn tonight, but I feel like we could probably put a scare into Duke, but we cannot beat UConn and Duke in the same weekend. We can't do that.
Right. You got to do that just to go to and you got to do that just to go to the Final Four and
play,
then,
right. You know what I mean? So we got to do all that just to get to the Final Four, and then what? And then we got to
Richie. He's not going to play. They're talking about him. He's going to go to shoot around this afternoon. But he's not going to play tonight.
He's listed doubtful. Usually when they're listed doubtful at 12:30 Central Standard Time, it's usually 100% true.
Yeah. And I don't think Caleb Foster is going to play tonight. I'll be really surprised if he does. Maybe he comes off the bench or something like that. But maybe Sunday for Foster. But I don't think so. I'm not expecting him back.
That's fair. Let's move.
And we saw two guys yesterday with sprained ankles that had hard time playing defense. We saw it yesterday of two guys with bummed ankles that got exposed late in the second half.
Iowa State played really well last weekend without him. So I think that they're going to be okay. He's just not going to be able to do it.
What about tomorrow's games? 6.5 I'm seeing for Purdue. I'll be honest with you, I'm laying the shit out of it with Arizona. I really, that's just my knee-jerk reaction. I ain't bet it, but
I will have a 7-unit play in one of the games tomorrow, so I don't want to talk too much about it. I will be doing an Elite 8 breakdown, so go to Doc Sports YouTube channel later today, and I will break down both of those games. Okay. I'm going to have a 7-unit play in one of those, so I don't want to say too much.
All right, we won't talk about that then. Let's move to the NBA. What do we like in the NBA?
I bet you a Big Ten team wins the Illinois-Iowa game. That is my free play.
Shut up.
I'm going to do a free play video on that just to see how many people catch that.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I really liked today's card, and then we got here, and now it's just like, ugh.
The NBA?
Yeah.
You're like 15.5, 14, 10, 18.5, 13, 19.
If you guys want a free play, take Washington tonight. Take Washington and the points. Who the hell is Golden State going to beat by 15 or more? They have had one win by more than 15 points in 2 months. Okay, since Steph Curry went down, they are not the same team. Washington's still terrible, and they're coming off a win, so you know that they're going to scramble, and maybe they rest some guys because they don't want to keep winning. But they've hung around and covered some numbers. Over the last week and a half, the books have obviously caught up to the tanking teams, where 3 weeks ago those numbers were like 12.5. 13. Now they're 19.5, 17.5. And you're seeing some of these teams like Brooklyn and Washington, they're covering numbers. They're Indiana. They are beating numbers because the books have finally caught up to them enough and inflated them enough. So I like Washington with the points. I really don't see the Warriors beating anybody by 15 or more.
And they're coming off a big road win. Granted, it was against the Utah Jazz, but I don't care who you beat. If you're coming off a big road win, double-digit road win, I put some confidence in the locker room. So I agree with you. I love Washington plus the points on this game.
I ain't gonna lie, I laid it with the Lakers. I feel like if you're gonna play it, you might as well lay it. I just, you can't.
They screwed me against Indiana. They screwed me against Indiana, let Indiana in the back door in a game that they controlled. The Lakers went on that run where they covered 7 or 8 in a row. Now they're on an 0-3 tilt. You got to pay that Lakers tax anyway. So I just don't, this is a game where I feel like they're going to give some guys some rest and not push too much. So 16.5 is that's just more than
I don't feel tell people to play Austin Reeves player props now because you're going to get the same number, but he's going to be getting more minutes than LeBron and Luka because when they're going to start resting, they're going to rest those two guys. They're not going to be resting Austin Reeves. They're going to be resting Luka and LeBron. So you might be – I think his points and rebounds, I think it's hit 6 out of 7. I would look at that for Austin Reeves, but he's going to get the minutes when they're up big and not LeBron and Luka.
Somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat. I think it was Jack about that under in the Boston game. I'm on it. They went over last game.
Yep.
Right.
I'm taking them.
I'm waiting. I think this goes to 226. I've been playing that, but I'm waiting because I think the number keeps on climbing. So I'm going to wait for 226 or higher.
That's going to be a good game. Also, I don't think so though, Raphael, because Jaylen Brown is day to day. There's a chance Jaylen Brown might not play tonight. I don't think it's going to matter for Boston. Like they just do what Boston does. But I think if he is announced closer to game time that he's not playing, I think that total will drop a little bit. I think the number will drop to like 3.5. And look, man, Atlanta, like, are they for real? Are they not for real? Here's a chance for them to kind of prove that they're for real. They've won a shit ton of games in a row. They're playing really well. Going into Boston and winning though, they went on the road and beat Detroit, but without Cade Cunningham. Okay. Even if they face Boston where it's just Tatum and not Brown, I still think that that's a really impressive win. And if they end this week winning at Detroit and winning at Boston, then, we might have found our sleeper team come playoff time. I keep waiting for it to be Toronto. Maybe it's Atlanta.
I don't hate that. I like that. Because you're right. We talked about Toronto being that sleeper team, and they just they're like just mid. I don't really look for them to upset a whole lot of people in the playoffs. I would rather play Toronto than Atlanta. Like if I'm a Pistons fan, I'm just telling you right now. But
shock of all shocks. Once they got rid of Trae Young and got that loser energy.
Yep.
That like they've held on for years and years and years. Oh, we're going to build around. Like, shockingly, they get rid of him. They got a team that shares the ball. They got a team that plays defense. They have a team that's connected and that plays with energy and gets up and down the court. And now they're much better. Shocking that
me and Nick said that on a Wednesday show.
About
how the Hawks are playing so much better because they got Trae Young. Not even off the court. They just got him out of the locker room.
Right. Guy's a loser.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a change of energy in the whole situation, the whole locker room, like you mentioned. Only a couple games on in the NHL today. I absolutely
one good one though. One real good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's just this one little. Listen, at 4:00 Pacific time, do not call, do not text, don't message me on Twitter. I will be radio silent. My
Rangers Blackhawks
playing, huh?
Rangers Blackhawks.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch the Shithawks on TV on ESPN
Hey.
Look, these are the games Detroit wins, though, right? Like that's why I didn't want to play this one. Buffalo has been the best team in hockey for months now. They've been on fire. They've lost back-to-back games. It took overtime to beat them in both of those games. Are they going to lose 3 straight for the first time in forever? I don't know. But this is the thing about Detroit is they win the games they're not supposed to, and they lose to teams that they shouldn't lose to. So an upset here would not surprise me. I think that there's I think those are juicy odds on Detroit. I'm just not betting against Buffalo. Like from what I've seen out of them, there's no upside in it. But again, these are the situations where Detroit just kind of shows up.
Give me the over. 4 straight meetings have not just gone over, flew over the total. I think one of the games it was 7-3. I think the Red Wings beat Buffalo. Yeah, give me this. I really thought it was going to be 6.5. I really thought it was going to be a solid 6.5.
Yeah,
on the total.
So
10 out of the last 14. 10 out of the last 14 between these two have gone over.
The 6 scares me because of that. Like everything says it should be 6.5 and more, and it's 6. And I don't believe that the number's wrong. I think it's fishy. So I stayed away from the total. I'm not good. I'll be live betting the shit out of this game. But Robert's absolutely right. This is a game that Buffalo's the numbers right. They're about minus 150 better than us right now. It probably should be closer to 175. But this is absolutely a game that the Red Wings win for no freaking reason.
And Peter in the chat, I actually really disagree with you that the Cavs can turn it on when they want. I am
now with Harden on that lineup.
Not with Harden on that team. I'm very much fading the Cavaliers. They're 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. We know who James Harden is. Okay, right? Like, what's the line when people show you who they are, tell you who they are, believe them. We know who this guy is, and that's the thing. Look, I'm already starting to look towards the playoffs, right? And that's why I'm talking about Toronto, talking about Atlanta, talking about potential sleepers, because it's going to happen. It happens every year. One of the lower seeded teams is going to win a first round series. So not only should you be looking for underdogs, but you got to be looking for top 4 seeds that are ripe for an upset. And Cleveland will be right there in my handicapping in terms of a team that I think could flame out.
What did Kobe Bryant say about James Harden? ISO ball doesn't win championships. And how many does Harden have?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's just it. That just is what it is. Come playoff time, they will. I thought they got worse at the trade deadline. I thought they got worse. And
you also need to play defense, though. Defense wins championships. Right. That's old. That's a saying.
Playoffs a whole different story here.
Any guys that can handle the ball. Scott, unfortunately, we are wrapping up. We spoke about the college basketball games, but just go back when we're done.
We started right away. It's the first.
As I mentioned, Scott, I'm going to be posting a video here in not too long. That's like an Elite, sometime this evening. That's like an Elite 8 preview for tomorrow's games.
The chat's fighting. I love it. I'm I love it. There's a lot going on tonight, definitely in this house for sure.
Richie, you're right. They're 19-5 since 14-5 since he's gotten there. Really, really good, right? They are 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 2-4, 3-4, and then 2-8, 5. Like they're like 5-15 in their last 20 games, though. Like 5-14 against the spread. So it's great that they're 14-5. Okay, but when those wins are coming against Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Dallas again, Chicago, New Orleans, like I don't care about the straight up wins. They are not overperforming compared to what the market level exception is. So it's great that they're 14-5 straight up, but they're 5-14 against the spread. That dovetails perfectly with James Harden's entire career. That's it. Like that's it right there. Like puts up numbers, wins some games, whatever. Does he win you money? No, and he never will be that guy. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, he's horrible. Yeah.
And they've given up a lot of points. When a Dallas Mavericks score 130 points on you, you have issues. When a Dallas Mavericks score 130 points on you, you have issues.
Yeah, defense optional. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. I got some baseball to prepare for. I got some college basketball to prepare for. Lenny's got to go to the grocery store, prepare, get everything ready to go. So what do you guys got going at the website tonight?
I'll have a 7-unit play tomorrow. Quiet night for me today. Good weekend. I have a 7-unit play in the NHL and in baseball tomorrow. And I will, depending on how tonight's games go, I may let one rip on Sunday. I think that we're getting set up well for a good number in a Sunday game. So I may have a big play in the NBA there as well.
I like that. Raphael, what do you got going on?
I'm fighting with the bank, targets, and some stuff after I jump on the phone with this one. But I have a 7-unit play in college basketball today. I've had a good tournament, of course, because college basketball is ending. Of course, I'm in a nice run. Where was this run a month ago? Give me a break, people. But big play on UFC. Been riding really high on UFC. I had 3 straight dog winners and in UFC, so I have a 7-unit play in UFC. I don't know what I'm doing in baseball. Probably nothing big this weekend in baseball. I did it last year. Didn't play a big unit play for at least 2 to 3 weeks before the season started. And I had a really, really good baseball season last year. So I see a game I like tomorrow, and I'm going to be really hard fighting my brain not to release something big. But I don't think I'm going to do it. But I should have a play in baseball.
Thanks to everybody in the chat today, too. Good energy. Feeling a good vibe today for a Friday. Friday Docs Daily. So good luck to everybody this weekend too.
Absolutely. Check out that free $60 account. Links in the description of the video. You can get both these guys premium plays over at the website, docsports.com. We'll see you guys tomorrow, Saturday. So it'll be early, 11 a.m. Saturday, Eastern time. Good luck unless you're against me. I might be in a good mood. I might not. Tread lightly. We'll see you tomorrow.